Hi guys, it's Miko here.
Hey, Sam, how y'all doing?
Yes, guys, we are here today. Wishing you guys a happy Thursday. And we still, like we said, we want to just freestyle again for the whole month of December. We're going to be freestyling, just going over a couple of things in terms of like, bye bye 2020 and hello 2021.
Right.
Like I said, not necessarily bye bye 2020, but just look forward to what we have coming to us, all of us, even
Right.
those of us
Absolutely.
who don't quite have it all figured out due to everything that's happened. We could possibly like I said, I wrote down three things that I can like throw out there that they could possibly work into their lives if they haven't quite figured it out on what they want. So
Okay.
we could do
All right.
that and just pretty much freestyle. How you feeling today, Sam?
Girl, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I this year, although it's been one heck of a year, man, it's really gone by really fast.
Yes, it has.
So I'm actually looking forward to finishing out this year with a bang, kind of like prioritizing the things that I need to do and leave in 2020 so I don't mess around and bring them to 2021.
You know
So
that's
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear about these tips,
right.
you got for us today.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's pretty simple stuff. Like I
Hmm.
said, I'll go over the three tips and then I guess we can just touch on them.
Yeah, yeah. What's the
We
first
ain't
one?
got to be for the people long because everybody got their stuff. Like we said, we're gonna be preparing to go into things with a bang.
Right.
But anyway, I put write down stuff to look forward to in 21. Don't just say it. Like actually
Mm,
write it down. You have some people already have it in their mind, like, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. No, even if you're not the type of person that writes stuff down, write it down anyway. Actually write it so you can visualize what you're doing or looking forward
actually,
to.
you
And
know what? Before you go into number two,
mhm.
I just want to jump on number one right quick. I don't know if you noticed, Miko, but for I didn't do it this year, but maybe for the last 4 or 5 years, I used to host vision board parties,
Oh
right?
no, no.
Oh yeah, yeah. It came from I think it was called a goals party that I had attended maybe in 2015.
Yeah.
I was at a really low place. Oh my gosh, that was around the time where that depression kind of crept in. I had never been
Okay.
depressed before, so some business lady, she's also a church member. She invited me out to her goals party, and she said all we had to do was bring magazines.
Uh-huh.
So I did that. I did that. We showed up as a whole bunch of women there, and it was the vision board part is what it was, and it was important. Like even if you writing your goals down, like if you're not a writer, you can put them in the form of a picture.
Yeah.
You can make your own vision board. And I found that after that year and in the years after that, I would make a vision board and I would hang it up. I would hang it up in my bedroom. I wouldn't care how tacky it looked. I would put it there because I just needed to keep my mind on the mission, because life happens, so much stuff to me personally has happened since then,
Yes.
but those vision boards kept me focused,
Yes.
so I just want to chime in and let everybody know that even if you don't write it, you can go get some magazines. You can find places you want to travel, things you want to accomplish. Like for me, I wanted to write books, so I there was like this picture of these books that were stacked up. So I put them on my vision board.
I'll
I knew I
see.
wanted to go. I wanted to go visit another country. So I put an airplane.
Yeah.
I wanted a healthy relationship. We're still working on that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Girl, please. Oh,
so right. So there's so many ways to like put your goals and your dreams on paper, be it by pen or by picture. I just wanted to chime in right quick because I thought that was a very helpful tip
yeah. And
for
I
the
have a
people.
question for you, but I'm gonna say this too. I put post it on your bedroom wall if needed. And then I
Yeah.
put
Oh, you did.
at one point, even now at times, my bedroom decor is sticky notes and notebook paper.
Yep.
That is
Yep. Yep.
exactly what I do. I think we're not the only
Yep.
ones that do that though. It's a couple of people
Right.
that
Right.
that does stuff like that. And that's why I was like, that's what my decor was at one point, sticky notes.
Yeah, whatever it takes, man, whatever it takes for you to chase that goal and to stay on track. Post-it notes, what was it for me? It was the vision boards. I would post like scripture.
Yeah.
I would write it down everywhere. I would just write it down everywhere. I would get sick of it, but that's what I needed to do to kind of stay on track.
Yes, yes. Girl, I
Yes,
had
honey.
notebook paper, all type of stuff. It was tacky,
All
but
over
like
the
you
place.
said, don't care about how that looks, just if it works for
You
you. But
can't
look, this is
care.
what I was going to ask you. So did
Hmm.
you stop doing the vision board parties, or how did that go? Or
But this year in particular was the year that I stopped.
Mm.
Man, girl, I had a lot going on. Jesus.
Oh.
And so some of the ladies were reaching out. You're not going to do vision board party this year, because mine were always free. It wasn't about the money.
Okay.
It was about encouraging other women
Yeah.
to push through whatever was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and to get to the other side. So it would be these free vision board parties. I would usually do it at a public library,
Yeah.
and I would bring all the materials. I would bring the
Oh.
poster board, whatever you needed to do the vision board. I would get like little trimming, markers, magazines.
Yeah.
You can go to the library and they sell magazines for like a
Yeah.
quarter, 50
Yeah.
cents. If it's like an old magazine, you're going to pay like 75 cents,
Yeah.
but it's really nothing. Scissors, glue, tape, whatever it took, and I would post the invite on Eventbrite,
Yeah.
and in other places I would pass it out at church, and the women would come, and before we got started, I would just kind of like give like an inspirational word,
Yeah.
whatever God gave me to share with the women, and then we would just eat and do our vision boards, and then those who were led to share, they share. What was so funny is when people finished their board,
Yeah.
you could tell some of the women who didn't want to share, but it was after everybody else shared. They were like, I'm just going to share my vision board, and it was very liberating. It was a beautiful experience because
Yeah.
everybody got to take part in another person's dream, and to encourage them. So to your point, I think I'm gonna pick it back up 2021.
I hope so. That sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so with that, like I said, so writing it down, you see it works. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Not just for us. If you guys want to throw parties, I'm sure you mind them biting off your idea. But
Girl, they
people have
better.
parties like that. Yeah,
Right.
they have
Yeah, people have
scrapbook
vision board
parties.
all that, whatever it takes, y'all, whatever it takes. That's
Yeah.
what this year taught me, baby. Whatever
Yes.
it takes.
So that, and you know what? And I put, if you don't have any ideas, that's okay. That's actually great, depending on who you are. And then I said,
Okay.
it takes a lot to start a business and stuff. And so I highlighted just now while you were talking, I highlighted work for someone else if needed. A lot of times we always push on people to start your own business. Like that's the only thing that can actually happen for someone. And indeed, that's not the only thing that can happen for someone is for them to start their own business. It takes a lot to start your own business. So if you're not, like if you're in tune to trying to do something, but you don't necessarily have a plan for yourself, it's okay to get in tune with someone else's plan. It's okay to, like, if I didn't write books and all of these things, I'll be like, okay, Sam, do you need somebody? Do you need an assistant? Do you need this or that? I have to humble myself, not like I ain't gonna work for nobody. What? No. Do you need an assistant? Count on me. Because when you make it, I'm right here too. So I'm not necessarily having my own business, but I am. It's the business of Miko, but it's the business of Samantha, but it's the business of Miko.
Absolutely. That's how I've started every single one of my businesses. I was working for somebody else while I was starting my own thing. And you know what? It pushed me because as I began digging more and more into what I was doing, I was like, man, it was my prayer. I was like, you know what, God, I'd love to be able to wake up and just work on my own stuff, and that prayer every year after year. And then one day this year, with COVID and all that, I was able to just jump into what I was already doing. And that's the key. A lot of times, sometimes we just want what we want and we don't understand that we have to, what I tell my son the other day, we got to pay our dues. We got to work for it. We just never know the type of setup that God has for us. Cause I'm up at work and I'm up here asking and asking and asking. I'm like, Lord, I'll work it if you give it to me. You know what I'm saying? But had I waited until I left my job, you know what I'm saying? Then I would be working from the bottom up, from the ground up, really stressed out. But at least when I left, the job where I was, I was already working. I had already written 2 books. You know what I'm saying? I had already started First Book Club, and I was already helping people. So, it was a little shaky with my time management skills.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have to find them now. You're gonna have to find them, your time management skills, because you have so much free time.
Yeah.
And you're on your own time. But yeah, absolutely. I see nothing wrong with paying your dues and working for whatever you got to work for. Humble yourself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And just understand.
when they feel like they don't have any ideas, they feel worthless, or they feel hopeless, or they feel like what's wrong with me or something like that. And there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that maybe you need to start out somewhere else first, work for someone else,
Right.
get some education on whatever it is that you
That's
want
right.
to do. Try to work somewhere that's in your field, or something that you like to do, or something that you won't mind waking up to every morning or every day to, whether it's your business or not. You're able to, give to yourself in terms of happiness, in terms of doing something that you want to do every day. Then you don't know, that might turn into, you know what, let me start my own little, little shindig over here.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that
You are so right. You are so right. And when you work for other people, you have to remember to work for them as if you're working for yourself.
yeah.
That's what I learned. You really have to grind for their business just like you want to grind for yours, because one day you're going to be able to leave, and one day you're going to need somebody who can catch on to your vision and run. You don't want nobody who always on Facebook. When they're supposed to be doing work for you, they always scrolling their phone. They always trying to post on Instagram. They always on the phone picking up calls. You want somebody with integrity. Yeah. So that's what you have to bring to someone else's job, so that when it's time for yours, you'll be able to spot those people, and those people will do for you what you did for somebody else.
Girl, and look, Sam, listen, you hit that on the head. Even with so much, you got to pay attention. Because one of these guys, like, he was like, I'm like, dang, okay, he always be in like, he always trying to talk to me.
Okay.
But then I got to look, and I'm like, you always on Facebook.
Like, girl.
Always. But I don't mind a man being on Facebook all the time, or social media, if you're promoting a business, or if you're promoting something. But if you just, every time you just on that, I'm like, he got it going on, but I'm just like,
right.
Can't do it. Like, because then I'm going to have to train him, like, not train him, but like get him off of that, because that's not a deal breaker, but I ain't got I need somebody that's already there, because I can't judge him either, because I haven't talked to him. But anyway, I don't want to take it off into that, always going back into that. But it's just like, you're right, you got to look into that. Somebody always on Facebook all the time, whether it's dating or whether it's your job or somebody you potentially wants to work for, pay attention to stuff like that. But anyway.
What's number 2, Miko?
Well, number 3. That was number 2. Number 3.
Number 3. Okay.
I put you first, and I said this is actually something that Sam and I have in common that we didn't intend to have in common. It just happened because we both have a book title that's coming out that has the title "You First" in it. You can tell them what yours is. I don't want to say my title, but we both have that word in there. Those 2 words, "You First." It's not the same book. It's not. I put it's different content, but the same message, but to the same message to a certain extent. We write differently. Everything is different, but I put what is your message though? Like, put you first. Like, for the people out there who is listening, what is your message for 2020? What is the message for you? What is the message for what you want to put forward for yourself, for your family, for your business, for whatever it is that you want to do? So, what do you think about that, Sam?
Girl, I'm so excited. I just love how we had that in common, because like she said, it was not planned, but my You First, it came to me. It's basically like I don't want to call it like a cautionary tale, but it's a book for women. And we have to understand, we're nurturers, we're caring, we're this, we're that, we're emotional. We're going to see about our families. We're going to do what we got to do. What a lot of us tend to miss out on is putting ourselves first, though, in all of those situations, or even before those situations arise, because for whatever reason we feel like we gotta, we're the glue, and we are, but it's kind of like a pitcher of water. This is an analogy I give in the book, and you have a pitcher and a cup sitting right there on the counter. The pitcher is full of water, but that cup is empty. So how are you going to fulfill your thirst if you don't pour into the cup first? How are you going to provide for everybody else if you, the cup, are empty? So you have to pour the pitcher into the cup first until you can be beneficial to anybody else. And that's the premise of the book. And I'm talking spiritually, I'm talking emotionally, I'm talking about those emotional scars, those traumas we grew up with that we do not address. We have to address that stuff. I'm talking about financially. You know what I'm saying? We can't, as women, we we want a provider, but we have to be able to provide for ourselves. We got to get our credit straight. We got to start saving money. You know what I'm saying? We got to make better sound financial decisions. What about your health? You know, because you won't be here if you're not healthy. You know what I'm saying? You won't be here if you don't take care of yourself. We have to put our health first. We got to put our families first. We got to put our friendships first. You know, some of us have many friends who we can go to, and some of us don't. You know what I'm saying? So we have to nurture those friendships. So like pretty much every aspect, every large pillar of a woman's life, we have to learn to put ourselves first in those areas so that we can be a better person for those who are around us.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
that's the premise. And also spiritually, above all, spiritually, you know, we are believers that Jesus Christ is Lord. But whatever your belief is in, you know, I don't judge you. I can't judge you. All I'm saying is you might want to put that first too.
Yes.
So that's what mine's about. What's yours about, Miko?
Being intentional.
Okay.
It's about healing. It's about so much. You know, it's like in general, I wanted to be able to help teenagers. I wanted to be able to help the elder. I wanted to be able to help a lot of people. You know, although I know a lot of people in different jobs, you know, they don't tend to pick up a book. Sometimes they'd rather go to the digital, which I get that too. But I try to put in this book, I pour a lot in it. It's going to be way different from the books that I already have, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I already have so many different woes and whoops and downs, and you know, but with this one, I think they're all my favorite, but this one is going to be one of my favorites because of 2020 and what's happened during all of this with the deaths, with just healing yourself. Like, you know, all of that.
Sorry.
No, that's cool. That's cool. But it's just about being intentional. And just like with me with the therapy, I'm gonna be intentional with trying to get that, regardless of the insurance issues that I have. You know, girl, sometimes I just be trying to, I don't want to go there, but
that's all right. Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. You first, Miko. You first.
Yes, I want to put me first. Yeah, and I want people to know that it's not about being selfish. And if someone is telling you that it's about being selfish or it's all about you first, it's always about you first. Apparently, it's not. If they're getting that up about it, apparently maybe you have been giving it to them, and now that you want to give to yourself, they feel in some type of way. So be intentional in seeing what it is that you want to do. But then again, maybe you need to look into yourself. Maybe you have been just selfish, and maybe you don't need to do that. Look into you first before you can, you know, change others. But that's about it. Just those three. We can come back with some more freestyling next week, but that's it for me. What else you want to talk about, Sam? Because I'm here, baby. I can talk all day.
He's so funny. I love her, y'all. Listen, we gonna be having
Sam, you look so pretty. I ain't seen you all day, girl. Oh,
hey, baby.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Hey,
wait a minute.
You know what it is? I just I reached out to my makeup artist because I can never find my shade. And so I was like, what's my shade, boo? And she told me, and when I saw how much it cost, I was like, ooh, okay, all right. Well, so I went ahead and got it, and I was like, okay, Sam. Okay.
Yes, and Sam, you know what? I think, like we said, I want to start, like you said, looking at YouTube. You can learn so much stuff. I'm gonna start looking at YouTube so I can learn that makeup stuff and learn all of that stuff, so I can start doing that too.
Absolutely. What was I gonna say, girl? What was I gonna say? Oh, my question to you was, when do you think you're gonna be able to launch You First?
I just know it's gonna be in 2020. I wanted to say the beginning, and it may be in the beginning of 2020, but I have another product that I'm gonna launch in the beginning of 2020.
2021, Miko?
Huh?
2021?
2021. See there? Let me.
I got you, boo. I got you.
Thank you. 2021. It's gonna be in the in the beginning of 2021. I'm launching something else. It's a different product, but then probably towards the summer it'll be ready. What about you? When yours? You'll be ready.
I'm looking towards March.
March. Okay.
Yeah. March is a good launch date. Hopefully it'll be before, but that's my deadline for me because all 2021 I'm just gonna be writing books. That's all.
Okay.
The stuff I should have did this year.
Yeah.
I gotta do it.
Girl, I know.
I know.
Lord,
I'd be like, Lord, if you just give me a little bit more time, I promise I'll do it. So that's my thing. 2021. So I'm just gonna be putting stuff out there. And I'm gonna do a lot of ebooks. Do a lot of short ebook reads on different topics.
Okay.
So I'm excited about it. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today.
Yes. That's it, guys. So I guess we'll see you guys. Stay prayerful.
Yes. Happy holidays.
All righty.